Hey guys, so this is the fourth installment of the Animal Week Instagram Challenge time-lapse series I'm doing. I do think this is my favorite spread only because I'm not tired of looking at it like the other ones, and that could be because I had to do it basically all in one day because I was busy with my day job most of the day and didn't get back till late. So I think I did this in one night and it took around 5-ish hours, but I do watch TV and stuff while I'm drawing, so take that into account. So the prompt is by the sea, and originally I did want to do like an Italian sea bay kind of thing. I don't like drawing buildings very much, and I didn't have the time to kind of like push myself and figure it out, so I decided to do more of like an action scene. And you can see me trying out a few things, like them playing in the water, playing in the sand, doing somersaults, stuff like that, but I actually decided on all 3 of them messing with a hermit crab, and I think it's super cute. I mean, the perspective is pretty flat, so it was important to spice up the sand with like a seagull, seashells, crabs, and all of that. And I just wanted it to look really innocent, and I also did not want it to look like they were hurting the crab, just like investigating. And something that's really important with children's books is showing a story within the page that's not necessarily covered with the text. So I never named these siblings, but you can see that the youngest one is pretty apprehensive and unsure, while one of them is being more bold and the other one's using its sibling as a shield. That's just adding like more narrative to the picture. And in this one I actually did include text in the page. So as far as colors, it was important to keep a similar color palette, but I do think this one ended up being a little bit brighter. And just because of the setting, I think that that's okay, but I still have the muted greens. The mice are pretty much in the same color, but they might be a bit brighter, and I'm gonna attribute that to having harsher lighting because of the sun. If they're at the beach, there'd be a lot more harsh shadows because they're there in the afternoon and the sun is directly overhead. And usually I add those shadows with a multiply mode, so that's just a layer setting in Procreate or Photoshop where I selected the color of the sand and then changed it to multiply, and that automatically starts darkening anything that's under it. And I did that with the 6B pencil. So at about this point is when I start cleaning up shapes and getting things ready to shade and add texture to. You can see that I'm going back and evening out the eyes. I added some sunscreen to the oldest sibling, which is pretty cute, and I'm adjusting any continuity errors I have with the mice from previous pages. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the fish, so I kind of did like Animal Crossing style fish. And then I'm just adding more texture. And I think for that I use a pastel brush. I'll go back and look at the specific one and put it in the comments, but it's definitely a Maxpack's brush for sure. I have like 6 of his packs. I buy too many brushes, so yeah, just doing some final color adjustments. Something when the screen is flashing like that, it's me using a solid white layer and setting the layer mode to saturation, and that just helps me check the contrast of all the elements. So something I struggled with, I think, is that the sand was a pretty similar value to the mice. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right there. And so I had to adjust, like lighten them and then darken parts, and that's also why I added darker sand around them, just so they would stand out more. And that wraps it up for this illustration. So I definitely think this one is top 3 out of the series for me. I'd love to know which one you guys like best so far. I do have 1 or 2 more to show. I think they're my least favorite, so I'm still debating if I'm going to upload them. I might also take a break from the mice and upload some other drawing time lapses. But I would love to know what you guys want to see next. So until next time, bye!